Sup, y'all, Winnie here, and today we're going to be checking out whatever Jinwu is. It's another Keter one. Okay. The 48, or the 1420 is just going to be like that then? Alright, SCP-1428-1 is currently contained at Area 108, and is housed in a tungsten cage within a 1.5 by 2 by 1.5 meter incinerator unit. The walls of the unit are constructed in 3 layers. The innermost layer is composed of fireproof concrete at a thickness of 30 centimeters. The intermediary layer is composed of lead at a thickness of 15 centimeters, and the outermost layer is composed of concrete at a thickness of 10 centimeters. SCP-1428-1 is to be incinerated 3 times daily at 12 a.m., 8 a.m., and 4 p.m. at a temperature of 400 degrees centigrade for a period of 30 minutes. Under no circumstances are any personnel to enter the containment chamber or make direct physical contact with 1. Repair and replacement of equipment is to be carried out by remote-controlled drones. The chamber is equipped with dosimeters to determine whether 1 has entered a passive state. If this occurs, contingency Fusong A is to be implemented. 2 is to remain under surveillance for anomalous activity, and the site is to be enclosed with electrical fencing. Any civilians that approach or attempt to enter the site are to be detained, interrogated, and administer Class A amnestics. Personnel are to report if the object in the statue's third hand moves or regenerates. No fewer than 5 disposable dudes are to be kept on site and restrained for the purpose of carrying out contingency Fusong A. Alright, description. 1 is a creature that superficially resembles Corvus macrokinchos? It is tripedal and does not possess a cloaca. The third leg has been observed to remain tucked under its body unless it enters an active state. It does not need to eat, sleep, or breathe, does not age, and suffers no physically adverse effects from prolonged exposure to extremely high temperatures or radiation. No limit to this ability has yet been found. It has been observed to withstand temperatures in excess of 1,000,000 degrees centigrade. SCP-1428-1 has never been observed to communicate, and its intelligence is unclear. It has 3 states: inert, passive, and active. While inert, it demonstrates no anomalies other than those previously stated. Passive states are marked by gamma radiation emission at varying intensity. There is no clear consistency in the change of the radiation over time, generally ranging from 5 to 90 watts per minute squared, but occasionally reaching levels of 150 watts per minute squared, or that might be meter, I don't know. The energy ranges from 1 to 1.5, probably Melvins. During an active state, 1 will produce plasma and thermal energy consistent with the solar corona, coupled with a burst of gamma radiation at a exponentially increased intensity. Recorded charges have been as high as 340 watts per minute squared, with 20 Melvins or whatever. I'm just guessing based off of what it looks like. While the thermal effects of an active state persist only for an instant, and are confined to the immediate vicinity of 1, the sheer magnitude of the release invariably results in catastrophic damage. Following an active state, 1 will begin to emit aurora bands consistent with solar radiation. These bands appear to induce a compulsive effect in human observers, causing them to attempt to approach the source of the aurora. Individuals under the influence of this effect are completely unresponsive to external stimuli and will perform no action other than approaching the aurora. The bands persist for approximately 1 full day after the active state has ended. While 1 is in a passive state, it will enter active states once every 3 months, median, unless exposed to external combustion at an intensity of approximately 400 degrees centigrade or greater, which will cause it to become inert. While physical contact with 1 is possible, any attempt to physically harm it other than incineration will result in an active state. What if you give it head pats? SCP-1428-2 is a temple or shrine located somewhere in China, approximately some amount of kilometers northwest of the site of where 1 was discovered. The site was constructed in approximately some point before Common Era, and contains religious texts and iconography inconsistent with the region. The most significant of these inconsistencies are a ritualistic form of human immolation, and the presence of an entity known as redacted. This entity is a 3-armed humanoid and is featured in numerous designs throughout the site. The majority of these designs depict what appears to be 1 perched on the entity's shoulder. A 0.5 by 1.5 by 0.5 meter jade statue of Redacted is located at the approximate center of the site, and the entity holds an object in each of its hands: the Earth, the Sun, and a partially burnt data expunged. Okay. Upon discovery, roughly 78% of its flesh was burnt. The current percentage is closer to 69%. This is genuine instead of being constructed of jade and shows no signs of decomposition despite being at least redacted years old. Additionally, while biologically dead, it generates a temperature of 30 degrees centigrade and has been observed to make subtle movements. It will occasionally fixate upon individuals that enter its range of sight and open its mouth as though trying to speak. After analyzing several texts recovered from the site and considerable testing, it is confirmed that human immolation in 2's vicinity will effectively cause 1 to skip its next active state. If immolation occurs, the data expunge will begin to gesticulate as though silently laughing, and the burnt tissue on its being will regenerate at a rate proportional to the number of individuals killed by the procedure. Addendum 1428-1. Contingency Fusang A. The intensity of incineration on 1 is to be increased to 800 degrees centigrade. If 1 does not revert to an inert state within 30 seconds, 1 disposable dude housed at 2 shall be immolated. Subsequent personnel may be immolated as necessary. Addendum 2. On redacted, the object in the subject's third hand modified its orientation of its own accord and began to fixate upon the approximate location of Area 108. Its position has not shifted since the incident and no other anomalies have been reported. But it says here that we have document A5, Emergency Containment Review redacted, so something must have happened. Begin recording at 8 a.m. redacted. Dr. Adler. This is Dr. Blank Adler presiding over this emergency meeting regarding 1428 on redacted at 8:45 a.m. We need to amend Fusang A. What do you mean? I've just been meeting with the anthropologists at 2. We need to stop burning disposable dudes. We've been over this, but... No, listen to me! The crow is not the real problem. Seems like a pretty big problem. There's a reason why it hardly responds to anything we do. It's effectively on autopilot. Autopilot? As long as redacted is dead or asleep or whatever, there's nothing to give it direction, so it just flies around and leaks radiation everywhere. And the active states? That's part of a ceremony. The followers of redacted could survive the radiation. Well, this is all terribly interesting, but I'm not sure how that... When we start burning people at the temple, the crow senses it as a similar type of ceremony, so it doesn't enter an active state. But burning people in that place has a completely separate consequence. If we let that thing finish regenerating, it will attempt to contact the sun, which is where the crow supposedly came from and where redacted currently is. What will it say? I don't know. The designs were so eroded we could only translate one word from that message, which is breathe. End recording 8:48 a.m. redacted. So would it be telling the crow to breathe or the sun to breathe? Because this sounds like it's implying there's either something living in the sun or the sun is something living. Either way, it's just another example of maybe the SCP Foundation needs to learn how to just destroy things. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, a like and a subscribe would be groovy. If you want to click the bell, you can do that as well. And I will see y'all in the next one. Later.